Hello, everybody. Today is November 17th on Tuesday, and we back. We took a couple of weeks off because the first week, the election just made it just terrible. Nobody wanted to really talk about anything, and it just went kind of haywire and such. So I took a little break, and I was concentrating on my numbers and everything and getting my numbers up. So don't think for a second that I just stopped and just nothing happened, whatever. Sometimes you have to deal with the more internal part. But let's get to the content. The content as it relates to the EIDL, just know that they are offering loans, the EIDL, they are offering loans. I know people who are getting loans, and also people are getting emails from the SBA saying that if you have the 570 Vantage score, that no docs now, no documentation. So you're able to get the money with no documentation. That's what it states on the email. And also a friend of mine, he called and verified it, and they said, yes, if you have the 570 Vantage score, you can obtain it without any other further documentation. Now, some of the other documentation as it relates to business, they ask for a 4506T, which gives them authorization to look at the tax records, and a 2202, which is a business related form. So that's as far as the EIDL loan. Like I said, they are pushing out those loans. The EIDL grants, I think that's still more so on pause as far as the EIDL grants. But again, the loans, they are pushing the loans. Now, on another note, when we talk about the stimulus package and as it relates to the unemployment has been terrible for people on unemployment because they haven't had the additional money from the federal government since around September. And don't think or don't expect anything to happen too soon, because of the simple fact that the Democrats are actually waiting. They're actually waiting for approximately January 5th when I guess the 2 seats for the Senate in Georgia are coming up, and they're expecting to get these 2 seats. And if they get the 2 seats, then they don't have to keep bickering and going back and forth with the Republicans for approval. They'll obtain more seats, which means they'll be more so the majority. And obviously the president is inaugurated or whatever, or he's sworn in, or whatever term you want to use, on January 20th. So for the PUA, for the people on unemployment, don't expect nothing happen to at least till next year, which is terrible. I think it's terrible for have people wait. I think the last unemployment federal assistance was September. So September, October, November, December, and you're talking about January, you're talking about 5 months. And when we talk about 5 months, it can be retroactive, you know what I mean? But you know, and people can get 7,000 dropped in their account, or 10,000. Those are large numbers, but the problem is people need to eat right now. You know, when it's time to eat, you can't say, I'll eat 5 days later. And that's what makes it the bad part. We could blame it on Mitch McConnell. We could blame it on Nancy Pelosi. But the fact that 2 parties can't agree and don't want to budge, although the Republicans did budge at one point, and they went up to 1.9. And then when the Democrats won, then I guess they reverted back to 1.1. The fact of the matter is, too many games are being played, and it's time to be for the American people. Whether Nancy Pelosi will get reelected, whatever, that's a whole different ball game. But yeah, I mean, don't expect any money as it relates to the unemployment until the following year. As far as stimulus and the $1,200, you know, I would just really actually say give up on it. Really, just don't expect it. Don't depend on it, because just like Mitch McConnell said, everything looks good. I don't think that they need the $1,200. You know, that's only wealthy people that's worth $30 million that makes that statement. See, as the stock market continues to grow and everything, then those things, their money stays up or goes up or grows. It's all that they care about. They don't care about the smaller people. And the stock market continues to rise, whatever, because the loans and the money that they put out there, you know, in March, when March happens, then those bills or that payment is going to be due, because it was deferred for 1 year. So people that got the loans, it's not even required. So my point is, there's a lot of money circulating, and as the money continues to circulate, you know, it's circulating, but no payment is being made. You know, it's still to some extent a robbery on the American people, because they took whatever trillions of dollars, whatever. But what people fail to realize is, looking to the right, they keep concentrating on how much money and trillions that they stole. But if you look to the left, you know, they put out over $1 trillion in loans for the SBA. When has that ever happened? So there's a lot of money that's out there. There's a lot of money coming back, you know, as far as that, and the interest rate. There's a lot of money circulating. And when people have lump sums and you give people 100,000 or whatever, it's going to circulate like it did in Clinton in the 90s. But once it circulates, it's going to have its ending point. So if you don't take care of the bottom, like the Democrats, if you don't take care of the worker, like the person that works at Kentucky Fried or Popeyes or a regular job, and you only taking care of the top people get scared. And when they get scared, that's what makes the stock market go down, because they don't want to invest. So that's enough of me venting. Those are the facts, though. But unemployment, don't expect it, you know, anytime soon. Next year, I hope you have a good Christmas and New Year's Eve, because you won't have any extra money coming. So don't depend on it. Thinkers.